So there was a report that came out a couple of days ago regarding Mitchell Robinson, saying that the Knicks could end up trading him to get significant bench help. But if you think about it, there's multiple things wrong with this report because for one, the Knicks aren't just going to trade Mitch straight up for, let's say, like a Nick Richards, which I would do. I understand that Mitch is a much better player. I believe he's a little bit younger, maybe like a year younger, but it's just the fact of durability. I think the only thing that can stop the Knicks from winning a championship is going to be injuries. So OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, for example, Brunson were to get hurt. I think that's the only way. And I feel the same as last year. Obviously, I'm a biased Knicks fan, but I believe we could have went toe to toe with the Celtics in a 7 game series, and who knows what happens there. But no Randall, no, of course, OG. Brunson ends up fracturing his hand. So for the Knicks to just swap Mitch for another bench piece, I would do just because it helps us get closer to a championship and there's uncertainty regarding Mitchell Robinson. But it's not that easy. The Knicks aren't just playing 2K. They'd have to match salary. The good players are making money, which means now you've got to include Mitch and Miles McBride, for example, to go get a good bench piece. And that just should not be on the table, and it certainly won't be on the table. The Knicks are not going to trade Miles McBride. I mean, this was before the season even started. I said the Knicks wouldn't trade him. If they were to trade him, they would have for Mikal Bridges, and they weren't even willing to do that. So they're not going to just trade him for some bench player. It's not going to happen. So that means that the Knicks are probably going to end up keeping Mitchell Robinson. And I actually like this idea. I know I just talked about Mitch's durability, but we know that to this point. Can the Knicks win a championship without Mitchell Robinson? I mean, they're 23-10. They're, of course, half a game out of Boston. Actually, the Celtics just won. So whatever. We're like a game out of the 2 seed with two new starters, Cat and Mikal in the starting lineup, and essentially an entire new roster. Without Mitch, yeah, the Knicks can win the championship. But if you throw in the upside of Mitchell Robinson on the other side of that, now the Knicks have a significantly better chance because Mitch isn't just some backup big. I mean, he's the best offensive rebounder in basketball. Defensively, he protects the rim. He can switch pick and rolls. I mean, he's not going to switch on the point guards consistently, but he can do it because of that length and that wingspan he has, and he's pretty quick. Mitch, last season, in my opinion, when he came back, the Knicks needed him to do a lot more because they didn't have Karl-Anthony Towns, but now they've got Cat, so they can ease him in, and then by the playoffs, if Mitch is up to speed and ready to go, well, teams have to deal with Cat and Mitchell Robinson. I mean, how is that going to work? Imagine bringing in Mitchell Robinson, one of the best defensive bigs in basketball, rebounding as well, smart IQ player, hard worker, off of your bench. So you're going to be talking about Precious Achiuwa, Mitchell Robinson, Miles McBride, Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet. That's a very deep bench. I mean, that bench could go toe to toe with a lot of teams in basketball, not playoff teams, obviously not. But in terms of some of the lower teams in basketball, the Knicks legitimately, that's our bench is better than their starting lineup, which is a huge strength too, because they're not going to be asked to do much. I mean, everyone in the starting lineup is going to play 40 minutes, if not more, in the playoffs, which means that the bench is only going to be out there for what? I mean, there's 48 minutes in games, right? So 8 minutes. I mean, maybe some guys will play a little bit more, and some guys will play a little bit less than 40 minutes. But I like the direction of where the Knicks are headed, being 23-10 and getting back a key piece. Mitchell Robinson's a key piece. So I do understand why the Knicks in this report would be willing to trade him for a significant bench piece. But think about what the report's actually saying. Who wouldn't, right? I mean, is there anyone listening that would not trade Mitchell Robinson for a significant bench piece? And when I say significant, if you guys don't know what I mean or what the report's saying, it means a six-man of the year type of player. So basically like Miles McBride, but for another team. So another team is Miles McBride. I would be willing to do that. Now, the Knicks need size behind Cat and behind Precious. So no, they wouldn't just trade him for a combo guard. That's not what I'm saying. But a big like a Nick Richards, I think I would do that, but it's not possible because Richards is not making nearly as much, I believe, as Mitchell Robinson. Let me actually go fact check that. So Mitch is making like what, 14 million a year. So Nick Richards contract. Yeah. Oh, I actually am wrong. So Richards is actually on a 3-year, $15 million deal. I'm not sure when exactly he signed that, but wow. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. So he actually is making around the same money as Mitch, but I don't believe we can actually take in more money than we give out. So the Knicks would have to put Mitch and then Miles McBride or Mitch and another piece, and the Hornets aren't doing that. The Hornets aren't taking an uncertain Mitchell Robinson coming off of another injury for Nick Richards. So even if the Knicks included that protected Wizards first round pick, it's top 10, and the Wizards are the worst team in basketball. So that's not going to convey. So yeah, the Knicks just seem to be stuck with their team, which I think is actually for the best. It doesn't make sense for the Knicks to make any more moves. I mean, because last year, 50 wins, the best Knicks team since I've been alive. And then they just blow it up, essentially. They trade Dante, they trade Randall, trade a 6 first or whatever for Mikal Bridges, but it worked. It has worked. Even if the Knicks don't win the championship this year, I'd find it hard to believe that they would regret that trade, just given of what Cat's done. Mikhail's starting to get cooking. If the Knicks don't win the championship, it's going to be because of injuries, or the Boston Celtics are just too damn good. I mean, the Celtics, I mean, they're one of the best teams of all time. Is that fair to say? Now, I'm not saying they're the Kobe and Shaq Lakers. They're not LeBron Heat. They're not the Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Des Rodman Bulls. They're not the Warriors with KD, even though they're probably not even the Warriors with on that 173 game. I mean, I guess they're better because they won, but you guys get what I mean. I mean, they ran into the GOAT, LeBron, and them guys. But I think the Celtics are one of the best teams ever, if I'm being completely real. I mean, they've got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. They've got Drew Holiday. They've got Missoula, a really good coach, of course. I think he was from the Popovich tree. Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, Peyton Pritchard is one of the best bench players. So they've got an amazing team. Top 5 in both offense and defense. You can make an argument that they're the best offensive and the best defensive team. So the Knicks have to compete against that. But still, they're more equipped to do it because of Cat and because of Mikal Bridges. So if we had Randall and Hartenstein and Dante DiVincenzo, the ceiling wouldn't be as high. The Knicks legitimately, they'd have a chance to beat the Celtics, but now I think they can do it. It's just going to come down to the defense. The offense, I think they can hang with Boston, but defensively, can they win a game or two against the Celtics where the shots aren't falling? And the Knicks have proven this year, not really necessarily this year. They haven't played this year technically. Yeah, I'm being a dork. January 1st when I'm recording this, but they've proven this season of late that they can lock in defensively and win games with their defense. They just beat the Wizards, albeit the Wizards, but Knicks shot 34% from 3, and they won by 20. So, yeah, that's really all I got for you guys. Just wanted to drop a video talking about this news. I'm going to be more consistent. I get comments all the time saying you're so consistent. You're the most consistent Knicks YouTuber. I'm going to be even more consistent this year. I don't believe in resolutions, but if I were to believe in them, it would be that. I want to just talk more Knicks as much as I can. I make 1 video a day, Knicks Daily. I want to make 2 videos a day. I want to just really get it going, do some live streams, and just show my face more and just connect with you guys. But yeah, man, it's been awesome. Love making this channel. And I've got like 5 channels on YouTube, but this is definitely, I would say, my best. So appreciate you guys for the support. I'll see you guys after the game tonight. We are taking on the Jazz. So hopefully it's not the last time we played the Jazz where they beat us in Salt Lake City. It was pretty embarrassing. That's probably the most embarrassing loss we've had this year. But hey, man, let's get off to a great start in 2025 and pick up a win. Peace.